Hello, Songvale. Good evening. It is time for Wednesday. We're doing it in the evening this time, as I had other business. Also, I think Songvale had some other business this morning. So it is time for evening Wednesday. Let's see. What am I doing? I'm playing WoW. We're doing Jade Forest today in the ongoing quest to the ongoing quest to just completely forget anything that we're doing. To be able to see Vale of Eternal Blossoms before it gets wrecked. Alright. Errands can be quite tiring. I am sorry that you will have to leave your house again tomorrow to come and watch as I get a new fridge. But at least you can be chill while you're here. Except for the stress of being in my apartment without me and having to watch other strangers be in my apartment without me. Yeah, you definitely should not have to move the fridge in any way. Please regale me with the tales of how much the Home Depot people seem really freaking disappointed that they're not replacing the fridge on the main level. They're replacing the fridge up the 90-degree and hairpin turn staircase. I'm sure they'll love that. I'm sure that that is going to be great for them. Let's see. I guess I don't totally feel like I have those stream fully set up. Give me just a second here. I try to like monitor it in the stream viewer, like stream manager, as well as on my normal page. Just making sure that... Is there two hairpin turns? There's one hairpin turn, and then there's one like hard 90 degrees that's still on the stairs. And I feel like they're also not necessarily gonna love that. Yeah. And like the railing is like flimsy too. So like in before they just totally knock it down. Like I'm honestly wondering, when I look at the size of the space, like I think removing the fridge from my room, I low-key wonder if we're gonna have to remove, or not we, I don't have to do any of it. I'm probably not even gonna be here, fortunately, unfortunately. But I wonder if they're gonna, like, the landlady is gonna have to remove the railing. Because I don't think my fridge can fit down the stairs. Yeah, the railing that, like, just makes it so you don't fall down the stairs from, like, where you enter my apartment does not feel like that fence does not feel legitimate when you touch it.
Hello.
I think it would just cause your fall to be in slow motion, to be honest. Alright. Well, it's not as much as I would have hoped, but it will have to do. I guess there's no sense crying over spilled brew.
Stay focused.
Lungville says, once pulled a properly installed banister out of the wall when she nearly fell down the stairs. That railing won't do anything at all. Yes, I agree. Um, it's not a safe, reliable feeling thing. Worshipping at the ancestors? A stray bomb from the firefight destroyed my farm. How am I supposed to survive like this? Why not regrow your farm somewhere else? I'm sure the other villagers will help you. That does not feel like a nice response to the situation, but... There is a bluff south of here that would make a fine farm. It overlooks a gorge. You may be right. Wow. He received that way better than most people would have. Most people would have been like, no, I'm still grieving. Yeah, that's what Songville says that is such a stop having a problem response. I agree. Like, I definitely feel like that might be the answer. Like, can I help you restart? But, like, I'm sad that I lost everything. Oh, well, have you just thought of, like, making a new one? Ooh, he took that way better than it feels like he should have. This was a simple town to oversee for my father. We spent some days growing crops, others brewing. Once a year we would travel to other villages to trade. It was a life that we all enjoyed. Now the echoes of war bounce all around us, and we must navigate these troublesome times with care. I only hope that we may find a resolution quickly. I did invite Ninipyeon to come hang out with us. So I'm just gonna see. Yes. So she might come join us, but she's gonna watch. But she won't be able to listen. She has helpfully found me a video that explains how to do combat good in Genshin Impact, which I'm sure feels really... It felt necessary for me, but it probably felt necessary watching me play Genshin last week.
Welcome. Travel safe.
Alright. Locate Zinjun somewhere in the ascent of the swirling winds. Okay, ascent of the swirling winds. I guess that's over there. Do I go out this way? Songville says, honestly, when I watched the first part of the VOD, it felt like you were just bowling the other guy over, but I don't understand Genshin at all. Yes. Later, and... So there was a couple, like, face roll parts. And then later there also was an area where I was getting it, but, the combat was, like, very, very slow. Like, I didn't feel like I was really doing it right. I felt like I was cheesing it in, like, a really slow and tedious way. But I also just expressed that I was frustrated. Particularly because, like, a guy kept resetting, but it wasn't really clear to me, at least, like, where the boundaries of the fight area should be. And I was just getting a little annoyed, and I think she was responding to that. Songvale, I really like the soundtrack for Mists of Pandaria, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it up for me a little bit. Please let me know if it makes the music or the sounds not enjoyable for you as a viewer. I do think, I was thinking about evening stream. I feel like I still don't think it should be a norm, but I think especially if I plan on just a 2-hour stream and I started a little late. I started like 6:20. I was going to start. My plan originally was starting at 6. But if I got started at 6 and I was done at 8, and so I still had a couple hours, it might not be that bad. Oof. There's a lot of corpses here. On the fire? Dude's bleeding. This is not good. Zinjun is grievously wounded, but senses that you're friendly. Monkey tings! Everywhere there be these monkey tings! I coulda taken out a whole lot of 'em, mon. Shot 'em one by one, then played dead when they be getting close. Fell for it every time they did. Well, almost every time. One of 'em finally got wise. Called my bluff. Before I knew it, they was using my eyes as marbles. Ran off with my goods and left me here to die, they're savages. Help me, mon. Let me die with my dignity intact. Oof. Brutal quest. I remember this one, that he does not still have eyes. Puts on a blindfold. That's better. Now, let's get to hunting them monkeys, mon. So, when I first did Jade Forest, I misunderstood this quest to be, like, saying that the Mogu were, like, an ancient race that hasn't existed for a long time. And I was really, really confused when, like, Mogu showed up later, and people were not like, oh my god, it's this ancient species back from nothing. I totally misunderstood this statue thing. It's plain to see that this statue and the surrounding ruins are of ancient origin. Clearly, this land has a deep history, which means it could not have been born of the cataclysm. And yet, these waters have been explored for ages now, with no record of anything here but open sea. Perhaps if you were to sketch the pieces of this broken statue, you might shed light on the continent's origin. I don't know. Songville's saying that she thinks that I'm right and that the Mogu came out of hibernation or something. Maybe. And this kind of also feels like something where it's like every time I play through Pandaria, I'm like, oh, that's what they meant. Like, I feel like it's one of those things that I always feel like I understand it differently every time I play through it. We are looking for statue pieces, and also we'll be hunting Hosen. Fortunately, you can still make out enough detail to sketch what looks to be the creature's torso. I also think this quest line is kind of weird. It's like, oh, I found this broken statue. Maybe if I sketch it, I will understand where this continent came from. Never mind that there's, like, a whole, like, village of people that I could just ask. Like, hey, where are you from? Also, this scared me. I did not expect him to be there. Hello, Nippon. I don't think you can hear me. Alright. Yeah, well, Songville says those people don't want to go to war, so clearly they don't know anything. And honestly, that might be the opinion of the horde here. Zinjun's rifle. There appears to be mud in the firing mechanism, rendering this weapon useless. Oh, no. What have they gone and done to me rifle, man? Ew. I will say that there's a storyline about, like, a folktale concerning Hosen much, much later in the game that you could get to hear. That is interesting on, like, the perspective of, like, our Hosen... Is the Hosen existence a good one to lead that I really, really like? Which, I just shared that with nothing. But then Songville saying that people really want to play Hosen. I'm not sure either. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen people really wanting to play the Hosen. That does seem odd. This portion of the statue tells you little, other than that the subject actually had arms. I really don't think we're going to be learning much about how this continent got here from a statue, but that's fine. Songville says, I don't see it that often, but it's definitely one of the things like ogres and naga that's, that certain people are super into. That makes sense. I feel like I used to see people who wanted Jinyu, but I don't see that anymore. Maybe that's just a big scary mask on its face. Songville says that she used to see Jinyu come up a lot, yeah. This Hosen land! No wickets! No fair. Wicket step on Hosen tail. Zinjun's left eye, the blue one, Well, looky there. That be my bad eye, but it's a good start. I feel like having done voice acting for like several weeks, but only in the like attempt at like a broker accent, has forever altered any voice acting I attempt to do. It sneaks in there. There's like a broker Scottish something. I think I'm gonna turn off tracking, to be honest. For right now, just because I don't feel like I need that information, and I'm not able to read the minimap. Broker Scottish is a fascinating phrase. Thank you. I appreciate that review. Oop, we in combat. Allie needs food. Okay. I don't have anything to feed her. But we can mend her. Alright, we are looking for the statue's shoulder. I think this quest is interesting because also in the vein of, like, bringing war. Like, this person has lost both their eyes and their companion, and we are just helping them get all of the things they want to die with dignity, but, like, they're still violent and they're not upset that they, like, are dying in this way. Like, there's a level on which you can understand the reality that they live in a war culture. That was an idea that used to really fascinate me, largely in tandem with Transformers. Just the fact that, like, war is completely normalized, and the ways in which that impacts the culture that exists for a group where war just is their status quo. Sungville says, did Nini Pion, I think I misspelled that, post? I haven't seen any chat posts except my own. No, she is not. She is still messaging me on Facebook Messenger. I think there is a challenge in, having the sound on because she is technically at work. So probably also just having a Twitch stream up is maybe not the greatest for her right now. I guess we have to go farther up the hill. I didn't read for the right eye, but I guess that was his good eye. No, I don't think you're accidentally ignoring her at all. I think she is just not here posting. Snuff's corpse. This cat's definitely seen better days. What's that, Mon? They kill old Snuff? No! You got me good, man. Then June sobs, you think. They done killed Snuff. What did old Snuff ever do to them? I was just about to curl up and die, Mon. Now this. Snuff and me go way back. Oh, the memories. No way I can face Snuff in the afterlife without avenging his death first, Mon. These hooligans be led by one named Conk. We gotta sniff him out and then snuff him out. For Snuff! Stay away from me. Alright. Well, let's find Snuff. Or we found Snuff, let's find Conk. Nook of Conk, seems like we are about to do exactly what we need. I did find my, my cord. I have a spare battery. doing that classic USB-C thing where you gotta try it 3 or 4 times to figure out the correct orientation. One of the things I did do... I guess I haven't played Red Willow on stream for a while, but one of the things I did do this morning, before I realized that we were gonna have to move WoW and stay, was level up my first aid. So we have relevant leveled first aid. I did find the stuff in my car. Thank you for putting it there. I double checked that it was there. Did I bring it in? No. But it is... Did you add anything besides the laundry detergent? Is there anything that I didn't realize that you had snuck in there? Ooh, is this ring good? Agility. Damn hit expertise. Yeah, I'd say that's gonna be an upgrade for us. Certainly over the strength ring that we had. Yikes. Alright. These are also an upgrade. We'll keep. So. Alright, just this, yeah, I did see the spice grinder as well, so I'll bring that. I'm sure my ferrets will very much appreciate being able to have their soupy again tomorrow. I feel like I could feel Haruko being like, excuse me, what the hell? Where's my food? Where's my soupy? You have not fed me with a spoon for like 2 days. And I'm just wondering if you love me at all. There we go, Mom. Now I be going off to be with Snuff. You have our thanks, Red Willow. We'll be watching over ya. Oh, game locked up. All right. Interesting. At least we can vendor a bit. We do have to feed Haruko the spoon.
Zinjun is lost. This is a dark day indeed, brother. These vermin will pay. Come what may, we fight on. Once we defeat the Alliance and their allies, claiming this land will be a fitting testimony to the tenacity of the Horde. I have found their hidden airstrip, Red Willow. The strong arm airstrip. It wasn't hard to spot. It's still swarming with Alliance. Pah. They think they've wiped us out, but we're Horde. We fight until we're corpses, and sometimes even afterwards. Let them taste our steel! Scouting reports from the strong-arm airstrip are in, and I've underlined a few high-priority targets for you. 2 gnomish mechanics have been keeping Alliance gyrocopters in the air. Take out the mechanics, and the gyrocopters' numbers will dwindle. A dwarven Death Knight wanders their perimeter. He's an adventurer like yourself, loosely allied and highly dangerous. Finally, a name I recognize. Corporal Jackson Silver. He's a hero of the Alliance and a dead shot with a crossbow. Good luck, Red Willow. Fear nothing. The Horde shall prevail.
Alright, got one more item. We'll go ahead and vendor that. Ooh, lots of quests to pick up, it looks like.
We originally welcomed the Alliance as friends, Several of our villagers volunteered to help them build an airstrip. Only recently, however, did it become clear to us that they were building a war base within shouting distance of our village. What's worse, I fear that some villagers are being held against their will. If you find them, Hunter, let them know that it is time to come home.
Hey, how you doing?
I spotted some shoulder-mounted rocket launchers on the way over here. They might have been fireworks. I don't know. I'm just gonna assume that they were shoulder-mounted rocket launchers until I'm proven wrong. Point is, in the arms of a skilled hunter like you, they could probably take down a chopper. If you find any lying around, try pointing them at those poorly built gyrocopters.
Have a good one.
Alright, we still don't have the shoulder sketched of that statue. So I'm gonna think we need... I think we probably should, try that first. Straight over. Ancient statue arm, we got that one already. Songville asking, why am I cold? Because the window's open. Because the heater is turned off because the power went out. You know, that makes sense also. Is this the shoulder? It is, alright. The statue's shoulder looks quite imposing in relation to the rest of its features. The subject was clearly a mighty creature. Perhaps it's a good-natured sort. Or, if not, then maybe it's extinct. One can hope. As you look over your sketch, you can't help but hope these creatures don't really exist. All right. It is convenient that by this version of the game, I can shoot someone directly in the face if I would like to. There is no hunter dead zone. Well, the dead zone died early on, but I can bow them in the face, I guess. I need to be, like, getting out and doing more shooting in real life, though, honestly. Longbow says, I remember the dead zone was still there, at least in part of Kata, because I was deeply confused about it while playing my human hunter on a trial account. Okay. It lasted a little longer than I thought then. Was it missed that they took away hunters having melee weapons, or was that in Pandaria? Was it missed? Was it Kata? Okay. Rude. At least revive pet is a fast cast. Oh, full health? That's kind of OP. That was like a dang near instant cast, and she came back at full health. It was a thing in Kata, and Misty took it away and was mad about it. Yeah. I feel like the silhouette of hunters having those, was really appealing to me. I really liked it, of having the melee weapons and the bow. But I will admit, it is nice to run around and see my bow on my back. He has a ghoul named Alebrain.
I need to target something first.
So thirsty. Using the hammer was fun, but I think I'm ready to go home now. Guess I forgot to tell these ones they can go home. Wow, these Alliance sure do have us working hard. Can't wait to get back home. You're right. I didn't sign up to build a war base. Songville says she didn't expect that there would ever be a specifically undead dwarf aesthetic, but there it is. Indeed. You know what I think I would like to try to play again, and I haven't for a while? I would like to try to play a war game. Oh, we're gonna have to fight him again. I did not move away fast enough. A Worgen. Yeah. Sorry, did I say something else? I want to try a Worgen. I thought of it because of this medic that I pulled. Indeed, typical undead behavior just does not stay down. You do something to them that would kill anybody else, and they don't care. Oh yeah, yeah. Songville says, thought that I said Worgen, but a sound effect happened right at the same time. That makes sense. As to why you were confused. I am practicing my crowd control because it makes me feel cool to have major crowd control. Just have the situation on utter lockdown, you know? Her name is Lavenderp. That's funny. Now, am I doing a great job having the situation on complete crowd control lockdown? No, but that is where there's room for growth. Which everyone is real into. I think growth for the sake of growth is cancer, but since it's the hot thing to do to always be growing. Songville says everyone should have goals. Songville supports growth for the sake of growth. Songville desires me to acquire cancer, which is just unfortunate. There's plenty of me to love without me growing uncontrollably in ways that ultimately can be detrimental to my health. That's true. You did say goals, not growth. My goals could be to eradicate all that grows. Well, that would be useful if I was Forsaken. Let's see, we still need to free more indentured Pandaren and slay more troops. Do we have the, like, rocket? No, I think we're supposed to loot it. So we haven't shot down anything yet either.
Someday I'm going to be a hero like you.
Thanks. I don't like the Alliance. Longbow says this is the third eating time in a row that she has gotten full before she was able to eat pie. She is cursed. I should have eating time. I've only had one good meal today. Are you here to give me my break? It feels like I have been working forever. You can go home now. I'll watch your back.
May your days
You-
bring you joy.
You're not one of the Alliance? Good.
I must eat, but alas, I must Wow and stay first. I will eat when I am not Wow and stay. Such is the way of Wow and stay. And there's nothing that you can redeem for it because I haven't drawn any more channel alerts. For some reason, you saying Wow and stay in that moment, I just remembered the existence of Old Dutch cheese popcorn. And instantly became sad. Hydration alert. Alright, let's take a poll, chat. Should I have the water that I've prepared, or the last mouthful of coffee? Vote now. Oh, I'm seeing a vote for water. Anyone for coffee? Anyone? Anyone? Alright, we're having water, but that means the chat had better be having water also. We have had a significant drink of water.
I don't have a target.
Who are you supposed to be?
I thought we were just building houses, not a fortress.
Where you going?
Using the hammer was fun, but I think I'm ready to go home now.
Welcome. Travel safe.
Thank you, Blood Elf.
Twitch, please just let her type. Yes, I agree. Twitch, just let her type. I don't know why I sang that. Alright, now we're starting to find the fireworks launchers we need.
You're fun.
Thanks, mister. That guy smelled. No, what are you doing? Cat just taken off. Keep reading it as injured Pandaren. I feel like I used to have that misunderstanding when we were learning about, like, indentured servants. Like, growing up in history class. Like, about, like, people... different ways that people came to the United States, and some of them were as indentured servants. Those words do visually look very similar. Get ready to die, Blood Elf. I've killed a lot of things, and I think it's probably not gonna be me. Sorry about that, dude. Try not enslaving the locals after you invade their home if you would like to live. I am excited to... I actually started installing... Oh, I think I shut it down. I'll have to remember to finish installing the Avatar game back on my desktop where it can look really pretty. I'm hoping that seeing the new movie gets me excited to play that game again. Also, the third-person update is out, and I think that will help me immensely play that game, because it actually will constantly make me feel like I am existing in the body of a Navi by looking at one. So that is precisely what I want. The third-person update makes Songvale want to play also. Yeah, Songvale want to play also. Yeah, like I remembered that, and that was part of why I turned on the download tonight. If I can't see my space elf, then I am not having a space elf experience. Yes. Like, there is something immersive for some people. I get that about the first-person camera view. But for me, I project or, like, shapeshift to exist in the body of, like, the character that I'm seeing. So I actually feel much more like Red Willow looking at Red Willow. Because if I am existing from a first-person perspective, I think my, like, mental body plan and perspective stays with me in, like, my normal perspective that I exist in right now, if that makes sense. Let us shoot down some invading copters. I do think invading copters, bringing a war and conflict that, for the most part, is not relevant to the locals, is extremely topical to discussing Avatar. Struggling to target. Alright, we need more fireworks. Pew pew pew! Pew 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 pew! Adorable firework launchers. Pew 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 pew! Guard is sleeping. That's not good for his own safety. Squirrel launchers. Are they launching squirrels? Or is it fireworks? That is a really sucky guard, yeah. Alright, we have done all the things. Let us ride out of here glorious. Sunquil says, no, but the squirrels here say pew 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 when she trespasses under their trees. Ah, yes. It really does sound like science fiction laser launchers. I hope those ding-dongs enjoyed the party you threw for them.
Keep it real.
Although I can't understand why you chose to bring your war to our land, I can clearly see which side is more virtuous. Thank you for your aid, Blood Elf.
Oh, dude. You've got a storm coming.
Once we defeat the Alliance and their allies, claiming this land will be a fitting testimony to the tenacity of the Horde. The best thing about killing Alliance in Pandaria? It'll be months before they get any reinforcements. This land will belong to the Horde, Hunter. We're nearly finished. Blood and thunder, Red Willow. Blood and thunder.
Yes, I agree, Songville. This is definitely the effect of limited information, because I remember that the Alliance questline seems extremely similar in what's going on with conflict. And in fact, from the Alliance's point of view, they are largely just here looking for Anduin, whose ship went down near Pandaria.
You didn't see Captain Doran while you were out there, did you? That sniveling Alliance leader must be in hiding somewhere. If he wasn't in that airbase, he can't be far. Search the perimeter. Try searching the cave to the southwest of the main airfield. I want the Alliance gone from here! Their leader is still in hiding. Find him!
I think that actually did have voice acting, and I just yelled over the top of it, but... Ooh, my voice is getting gravelly. I hope there are a lot less orcs, so that we can get through the whole evening with me still being able to speak and be understood. The orcs have to use their inside voices now. Yes, Songvale. They also need to have, like, less gravel in their throats, less texture to their voices. Honestly, I feel like I'm not succeeding at being a male orc, but, you know, it's a reasonable impersonation of a Klingon. That's how I feel when I do that voice, is just Klingon. The amount of rocking horse that this mount does is very funny to me. Try using vocal fry. I'm not sure if it'll work, but it seems like it could. Yeah, like, I could be down here.
Can I even do that while I am low? Oh yeah, that could be better.
I think the thing is to lower my voice, I speak very, very low in my throat, even below where vocal fry is what it feels like. So it's one of those things where it's like, I think I could do it, but I don't know. I don't know if I could deliver, like, a whole quest in that line, much less the quest line. I didn't actually look at where I was supposed to be. So I guess we're just gonna pull a bunch of stuff and hope we don't die. I popped something and I can't even use it because I'm in... What is this called? Deterrent. You can tell I haven't played Hunter for a long time that I can't remember what deterrence is called. Experimenting with vocal fry, though, it's a decent undead voice. Yes. I agree. Hopefully it definitely adds something that I try to read the quest text with a somewhat appropriate voice. Well, this is where the quest says he is, but it does not seem like he is here. However, this flag is sparkling, so let's go see the flag. On your way then, Red Willow. What? This doesn't make sense. Do you think this used to be an NPC? This flag is talking to me. How do I voice act a flag? Taking vocal new poll for the chat. What does a flag sound like? Windy.
On your way, Red Willow. On your way.
One of those was Whisper, and the other one was Haunted. I do remember this now, I think. Yeah, and I think we also get to see something with the Shah related to him, too.
That still charms me. I can't cast that yet. The spell isn't ready. I can't do that yet.
I feel like Kali the cat is not proving to be that durable, which surprises me. She's really good at holding aggro, but she is not durable. I don't think there's any pet training by the time we're in Mist. Yeah, they even pick your spec for you. Like there's nothing that you get to do. My entire personal spiritual practice needs to be based around the concept that Shah are real and we must not succumb to them.
Well done. What is this shadow? What is the Alliance playing at? Your foe was overwhelmed by a dark energy we call the Shah. It thrives on negative emotions, such as doubt. It has been many years since I have seen it manifest so dramatically. You again. Do you see it now? Alliance arrogance. Help us rout them from your land, and your kind can stand tall and proud with the Horde. My people have stood tall without you for thousands of years. Oh, are you afraid to fight? We are not afraid to fight. Our warriors, while few in number, are extremely skilled. But we will not participate in this race war, bloodbath of yours. Your conflict will have immense consequences here. Do not bring your war to these shores. This is a hostile land, and we have no reinforcements. We're going to have to improvise, champion. But our orders stand. Hellscream will have his foothold here. We will not allow the Alliance to lay claim to this new world.
What is there even to say, you know? Especially when you know how this goes down. Some people really just don't listen. I agree.
The Alliance have been routed. You, Nazgrin, Kiran, Gorak, Shakia, and Rivet need a base of operations. These flags will have to be changed. For the Horde! You have a comfortable base of operations, no Alliance around for miles, and a few Horde veterans by your side. It looks like it's time to start painting this continent red. General Nazgrim should know where to start.
All right. I feel like Mists of Pandaria has a fantastic story, and I'm glad that they committed to a good story. But it is difficult when you feel like you don't want to do the storyline because you're not just like, yeah, war, I love it. You don't need to learn that lesson with them. And that can be a little frustrating as the player, but I would rather have the story that we do than no story. So I'm fine with the commitment, but it's a little bit frustrating when I don't want to be this way. It does seem like the comfortable base of operations is on fire. Yeah. When we're just firing the cannons for fun. Okay.
For the Horde.
We may have won the battle against the Alliance, but we won't get any further with this many jabbering monkeys on our perimeter. The Hosen are the next target.
Our orders stand.
I think
No matter the cost.
I don't know how to go low and do vocal fry at the same time. Is what I just learned from that attempt. Alright, we are really in need of a transmog vendor.
Have you brought fresh corpses?
The General is determined to set up camp here. I hope he knows what he's doing.
Bring me back something tasty.
These creatures are everywhere, and very hostile. We'll need to deal with them before any more Alliance show up. This one's taken quite a beating, but I've still made some determinations about its anatomy. With the proper reagents, I'll be able to fashion a poison that should be quite effective against this species. In fact, I'll just need to modify a bit of the poison I have with me. Go and find me some viscous chlorophyll down by the water. Any semi-sentient flora should do.
They never see me coming.
Time is money, friend.
Listen, pal, I sent out a couple of supply drowns from the gunship, and they've all been lost or crashed. Almost all, that is. One of them buzzed right through the camp here and crashed out by them waterfalls. How about you go out and see what you can do about bringing the contents of that crate back here, We're all out of drones, but my rocket boots might yet come in handy. Or footy, as the case may be. Just kill me.
Be good.
I cannot do New Yorker accent. Also, so we have a mutual friend, me and Songvale, who is like from New York, and I don't think he even knows that I stream. But I'm like, I don't even want to try to do this accent because I just think about an actual New Yorker, especially one I know, coming in here and hearing me, which is weird because there are other accents that are based on real world accents. Like, they seem to be modeled on real world accents. And I'm overall willing to attempt those. But I guess it's just because I personally know Regent that I'm like, no. This is embarrassing to try. I understand why the Treants are mad. Bad things have been happening as of late in this area. Longwell says, gonna DM a link to Regent right before you talk to the Goblin next. Rude! No! Don't do this. Come watch Runa, or Star, or Autumn. come and massacre the accent of your local area. I think the first treasure I find in Pandaria almost every single time is a teapot that's out on that island. However, I'd like to talk about the fact that there is an imp in this water. Why is there demon things in this one that are not interactable and will not be touched on? Seems concerning to me. Serenity Falls is absolutely gorgeous. I feel like Mists of Pandaria was the pinnacle of, like, the WoW style look from, like, vanilla forward. It's like, we got really good at painting the highest possible resolution textures that didn't look weird on the model fidelity we could do. And it was when they, like, pushed the level of polygons they had to the absolute limit. But I still feel like overall it works with, like, the vanilla stuff in a way that, like, Cataclysm frequently doesn't. Mist felt like we went back to, like, vanilla art style, but in, you know, 2012, 2013. And I am here for it. I love it. Oh, we're supposed to use this at the shoreline. Rocket across the waters of the Serenity Falls. Kazan Blaster Boots Incorporated is not responsible for missing limbs, disfiguring burns, insomnia, dry mouthedness, irritability, or sudden bouts of incontinence that may arise from the use of this product. Okay. Is this why I usually find the teapot here? Oh, this isn't where I thought it was. There's like a tea area at the bottom of a waterfall somewhere that you can stumble upon that has it. This crate should be full of supplies. The crate, once full of desperately needed supplies, has been thoroughly pillaged. A quick scan of the area shows evidence left behind by thieves. Icy thorns, just like the ones on the water sprites to the shoreline to the east. This is a life or death situation for your band of survivors. Those supplies need to be retrieved from these thieving pests and returned to camp. I do feel like we are absolutely telling a perspective story here. And that is very intentional. That, like, oh, this, like, native life has taken stuff from us as invaders, but we need it to survive, so they've stolen supplies that we need to live. Like, I see what they're doing there. I get it. Alright, we've got 2 supplies. I think I thought I was gonna loot supplies out of this, but no I'm not. There's no supplies in it. I feel like the pace at which I get to hit buttons in Mists of Pandaria Hunter is great. Like, I can see why in Kata I was Hunter, and then in Mists I, like, basically exclusively played my Hunter. I didn't do a whole lot besides my Hunter. Which is why I think it was also the first time that I did all of the questing zones, at least leveling up. I failed to keep up with the patch cadence, which I'm hoping to remedy with, well, okay, I've missed Landfall. But I'm hoping to keep up and do Isle of Thunder. For the most part. But I think it's because I just genuinely liked playing Hunter so much that I just stuck with my Hunter instead of jumping around. There's so much more. I guess you guys are not necessarily always seeing them because they're not lingering for you in a visible chat log. But, like, there's so many more creative things that Duke Ukum says that, like, people remember, like, Ukum and the Duker. But, you know, he's saying Grook them, Florkin Wickets, Grook them in the Krugs boys. You know, like, they had more than one thing to say. And maybe if I remembered that variation, I would begin to understand why people want to play them. I don't, to be clear. I feel like it's fair that you want options. We've had so many cooler things than Hosen presented to us that you cannot roll. Songvale asked, do you think there's a Hosen dictionary at Blizzard? I absolutely think that when whoever was writing these quests, they had one. Also, I think somebody should start one of those on the Warcraft wiki. If it doesn't exist, it should be there.
Delicious.
I hope you were successful. Our survival here may depend on it.
Quick and clean.
Oh yes, Red Willow. This will do nicely.
Bring me that.
Since you've been gone, more and more of these creatures are approaching our camp. They appear to be amassing for a major assault. We're going to have to take some drastic measures if we hope to see tomorrow. Here, take my poisoned throwing stars and figure out a way to thin their numbers.
May your footsteps be silent.
Alright.
You managed to get your hands on them supplies, pal. Look at that. These supplies should keep us kicking for a few more days. And my boots. You managed not to blow them up. Way to go, Red Willow.
Be good.
Alright. Where do I stand and throw these from? Figure out a way. Oh, I get on the copter, I bet. Yep. And then I throw them.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Red Willow? You comfy down there?
Alright, we got Poison Blossom and Direct Throw. I can't control where the Poison Blossom goes, so I don't feel like I'm very effective with it, but noted that sometimes I will fly over camps.
Time is money, friend.
See, like, I mean, these guys are annoying and gross, and I understand that we're trying to survive, but we're definitely in the wrong here. We're definitely not the ones who have claim to any of this area. Definitively. I need one more. Oh, I need 3 more. I thought I needed more than that. Alright. That was a loud thing. I was wondering if we were crashing, but no, we lived. Okay.
Have you brought fresh corpses?
Excellent. What a creative solution. That should hold them off for a while.
Quick and clean, friend. Quick and clean.
Alright. This is like a look that my hunter had or used pieces of for such a long time. So this is very nostalgic to me because it's just these armor pieces. Songvale says all goblin landings include some degree of crash. That's true. Even if it's 0% crash, it's still always on the log.
Nothing shall stand in our way.
Always, always, always.
Curse these furry pests. Kill one and 2 more rise in its place. Nothing has changed, Red Willow. Orders are orders, no matter how few of us stand, and regardless of the odds. I have plans to make and problems to solve. I want you to get out there and learn the lay of the land. Don't return until you have something useful to report. And silence that yammering fool while you're out there. Dismissed.
May our foes flee before you.
I look so edgy. Like, I assume you mean covered in spikes. I look pointy at nothing else. Alright, Shrine of the Sun, Shrine of the Moon, kill their leader. I could reduce the amount of edgy that I am by hopping around a lot. It's not terrible as helmets go. I feel like of all my characters, Red Willow is one of the few people who might wear this at some point, largely because it's what he has and it's useful, and he's that kind of person. But
I'll blicker your nook, then hork ya clean, wicket. Fork 'em, Big Duke. Ook 'em.
I feel like so many lines in World of Warcraft are supposed to be delivered as a shout, which I just cannot do in an apartment. I have ooked the Big Duke, as they say.
Hello, stranger. You are making quite an impression with the local hosen. I dare say they are starting to fear you. You must be one of those folk from that sky ship that crashed. I have many questions for you, but this is a terrible place to chat. Please, find me in the Cave of Words, just up the hill here, when you have time to speak.
I used to confuse Chen with Lorewalker Cho, and that also made a number of things very confusing for me. I do feel like by Miss, they were relying on the trackers a lot. They did not give good descriptions of like where I needed to go, which is unfortunate. Oh, maybe this is the teapot I'm thinking of. Beautiful. Maybe I should be, like, in VR wandering around here. I wonder if that would work for me. If I could do virtual space visits. And if it would feel hollow. Or if I could talk to myself about the fact that, like, I often feel a level of disconnect in person also. I think it helps me to touch stuff. But of course, usually when you're in, like, certainly sacred places, you're not supposed to touch things, generally. You can if you're just off in the woods by yourself. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, I think that maybe was the treasure that I was actually thinking of. Like, I was mixing finding that treasure with, brain farting. Finding that treasure with the quest line to pick up the missing supplies. Trying to figure out where the Shrine of the Sun is. This place is gorgeous. I totally forgot. Like, look at this. Incredible. Oh, or there's a treasure right there. Dude. I have to come here in VR. I have to. Unbelievably perfect. There is a treasure here. I am thinking of this. There's a treasure here. It is a Pandaren ritual stone. I feel like we need to walk to be respectful. I'm not sure why I'm walking in slow motion. But I could come. I could sit in this circle. I feel like this could be good for me. I could look at this waterfall. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, this looks like it could exist with vanilla assets if we could just put more of them on the screen. You know what I mean? Like, this just looks like, it's like people making incredible stuff with housing. I feel like this seems like the final achievement with something vanilla level. I think it's because it like has hard edges, and also I think it's maybe because they do, like, not everything has volume. So, like, on the trees especially, there is lots of, like, flat planes being used, but being used to incredible effect. I thoughtfully examined the object, and then took it with, because I felt like I was supposed to take it with. Interesting, people have died. Oh, this person died because they got stuck under the barrel. Interesting. Nice little detail. Well, a sad little detail. Let us find the Shrine of the Sun. I just want to exist in Pandaria. I love Quel'Thalas, and I think especially since we have built so much storytelling, like, that's up there too. But there is a level on which, I mean, for many years it was the case people, like, if you could go somewhere in, like, a video game, like, where would you pick? Pandaria was just my immediate answer, like, no thought needed. And, like, this is an excellent example for why. Although I suspect, just looking at it, it looks humid and like there would be tons of bugs. And I do not have fur to dissuade, like, thick fur to dissuade bugs. So I imagine that I would be very unhappy with that particular reality. I would struggle with that. Like, does this give me anything? Learn the lay of the land. Yeah, so I guess I was just supposed to run around, look around. Songo says, you see how big their crickets are. Imagine the mosquitoes. Yeah. Yeah. Coin. I don't even have a whole lot to say because I just feel like I'm very struck by, like, how beautiful I'm finding this right now. I hope all of these assets, I realize they're kind of low res and, like, hard edged for current WoW, but I also think it would be nice if we got all of these things and a Pandaria neighborhood. Onwards to the Cave of Words. We are about to get to see the lore for Blood Elves, as depicted in a quest that I quite like.
Ah, a visitor. This is an incredible time for Pandaria. The mists have parted, and we rejoin the world. You come in peace, I hope.
I also hope for that. We are pausing for a second as I realize it is well after 7, and that means I have to check in with all the Tamagotchi. Apologies to everyone who really wants me to get a camera so that I can have a Tamacam. Although I do feel like the Tamacam is not as good as it could be, simply because of the fact that, like, they don't turn their screens on. I think they should periodically turn on their screens and show me their activities. But anyway, now is an excellent time if you need to stand up and take a restroom break, because I have stood up to, well, not stood up, I'm still sitting here, but I am momentarily distracted and won't be moving anywhere as I feed and just play a couple of games with my different Tamagotchis. I have 1 Tamagotchi uni and 3 Paradises at the moment, and will acquire more in the future, I'm sure, as I am enjoying them quite a lot. But I do feel like they would be best as something like just to have 1 or 2 of. Oh, I also have a couple of Pixes, but I have not put batteries in those yet because I don't have an appropriate screwdriver. Oh, I should have brought them to Makerspace Day. Although the issue would be is as soon as I put the batteries in, they will turn on, and I will have to take care of them. And I don't know if I could do that while I was at work. Challenging. Songvale is working on fixing a knitting mistake before she can move. Well, that is brutal. I do feel like since I mentioned the bathroom, I'm going to have to stand up and use the bathroom, unfortunately, somewhat shortly. So we might take a longer break in a moment as well. For me to do that and get some more water and all that. I think I am becoming ready to let some of my Tamagotchi go into the background and, like, have new characters. Which is kind of a weird feeling, but I think I'm ready to see some new animation sets. But I also absolutely understand how, like, people who are enjoying... So, just in case you're watching this World of Warcraft stream and you don't know anything about Tamagotchi, but you want to know, there's a big discussion on whether or not the Uni or the Paradise is better, which are the 2 most recent, like, modern releases of Tamagotchis. And I think a big part of the difference is, like, they're fundamentally different, like, basically different games. It's sort of like, do you like World of Warcraft Cataclysm or do you like World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore? Like, they're kind of the same game, but also they're largely not. And I can see where with the Uni retaining 1 character doesn't, like, whether you get a new character or not, there really is not substantially, like, different things to do. Animations aren't that different. Like, it doesn't provide that much variation to have a different Tamagotchi character that just sort of lives forever. And that's not the gameplay. Whereas in the Paradise, it really is about having lots of different characters, I think. And I suspect that's part of the sense that, like, the Paradise is boring and doesn't have anything to do, is, like, people playing with the same character for months and months because they don't die of old age. Alright, we have cared for 2 Tamas. We are on the 3rd one of 4. I want to show you, but alas. If I set up a camera, I mean, it's either going to be so I can do miniatures painting, or it's going to be so that I can share my Tamagotchi with the world. Like, that will be the reason. It certainly won't be so I can be on camera for the most part. No, I'm not AFK, I promise. I promise, I'm just doing some pet care. The same camera setup could definitely work for both, yeah. And I think, honestly, what I figured out, well, yeah, because right now the way I'm doing chat is like it's over in the corner anyway, so I'm not using my phone for chat. But it also occurred to me back when I was like, I don't know if I want to use my phone for miniatures filming, because then I can't look at chat. If I was using my phone for filming and everything that people need to see um, is going through the phone, of course I could have chat up on my laptop or something and it wouldn't be an issue. I promise we will play WoW again very, very soon. How close are you to resolving your knitting problem, Songvale? Still fighting the knitting. Okay. I think we are almost done caring for Tamagotchi 3 of 4. We gotta play one more game with 3 of 4. Close to making new problems. I mean, that's fun. What is life if not one great game of problem solving? Songville says, making new problems is the opposite of problem solving. You don't need to craft them, they just spawn. Fair enough. Alright, we are on the 4th and final Tama. Yesterday I had a thing where I picked up 2 of my Tamas at the same time, and they both had the same event where, like, meteors are coming to hit your Tamagotchi planet, spawn at the same time, so I was trying to play it on 2 different devices, and I was like, oh, this will be, like, an interesting difficulty up. Dude, like, the second meteor, I failed on one of them, and then I had to, like, treat the injuries of the poor Tama afterwards, because, of course, they had been involved in a meteor event with various meteors hitting their planet. Not good. It wasn't good. What knitting project are you working on, Songvale? I wonder if Tamagotchi streaming could possibly be successful. Like, if you just have enough Tamagotchis where you can, in fact, just, like, stream for an hour. 1 hour of Tamagotchi gameplay. Songvale is working on a blanket strip. Finally got it all back on the needle. Good job, good job. Songville says that she had to go back more rows than she's completed this evening. That is brutal. I'm sorry. But if you think about it, then you didn't make any mistakes today. It's past you's fault. You're doing great today. She let you down. But that's okay. You're going to carry her to victory. Her non-contribution will be forgotten as you have undone it and corrected it. And now the only people who will know are you, me, and anybody who finds the VOD. Alright, all 4 Tamas are happy. Songville says, sorry, correction, I went back exactly as many rows as I've accomplished today. Oh no. Well, at least you're only as far. Just a second. Somebody's asking about when winter solstice is.
Hello.
Welcome, traveler. Please, make yourself comfortable.
Tread lightly.
Rush, rush, rush. Are your people always in such a hurry? Sit and have some tea with me a moment, and we will discuss your plight.
Lorewalker Cho's features settle into a patient smile.
Eyes open. Always be learning.
It's kind of fun that this quest is called Stay a While and Listen, although I don't know if I agree with the capitalization and spacing, given that that is the phrase that they have adopted for any time there's kind of a in-engine real-time cutscene event.
Thanks to your actions, the Hosen fear your people. Indulge me a moment. Ah, here we are. Over 14,000 years ago, this entire land was ruled by a terrible race of warlords called the Mogu. The Mogu ruled through fear, and fear kept them in power until the first Pandaren monks taught my people courage. Then the Mogu were overthrown. You see, those who lead through fear only stay in power, while those they govern lack courage. The Hosen are many things, but they are not cowards. Not for long. If you don't wish to fight them, you must inspire them.
That quote is on my middle school classroom wall. And indeed, like, I have omitted the part about the Hosen, but the Hosen are effectively middle schooler. Forever.
Greetings.
I will help you, traveler. But first, I would like to learn a little about this horde of yours.
Jade's servant guide.
Where have my manners gone?
Honors, wow.
Oh, where have my manners gone? Technically, I suppose I am the host here. Allow me to tell you a little bit about myself and my people before asking questions of you.
Longville says, I will say this for your students, at least they don't fling poop. Indeed, the only poop they sling is metaphorical.
Farewell. Follow me, traveler. Let us get to know one another better.
Alright, I'm ready when you are. Do I have to run out? Do they assume that it needs to be on my time? Okay. I feel like he, like, walks and talks during this quest line. I, like, kind of remember it. Is this broken? No, I like him rambling. I want the turtle ramble. Well, I've abandoned the quest now. But now he's walking. So that's not great.
I am known as a lore walker, a kind of historian for my people.
Yeah, this is not good. We'll enjoy this, and we will hope that I can pick up a quest
Such
later.
knowledge is my armor, and I carry a quill in place of a sword. Much of Pandaria's past is shrouded in mystery, even to us. A lore walker's sworn duty is to rediscover our history, to rend that shroud piece by piece. This demands a tireless search for ancient clues and the wisdom to interpret them.
This also made me feel.
Here we are. Be careful. I have had trouble in this area before.
Like, maybe this and what he said about the Mogu also made me feel like they were some mythical race that wasn't around.
Pandaria welcomes you. Every good story needs a hero.
Alright, let's go see if we can pick up the quest back where he was. Otherwise, I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, what do we... I guess we reload, we relog, we open a ticket. Quest, please? Uh-oh. Oh, good. Okay.
How does today find you? Follow me, traveler. Let us get to know one another better.
Alright, well, this part seems to be broken. But then when you abandon it, he, like, moves. So, we watch to the lore. We will go, and then hopefully he's still standing where we moved him to. Songwheel says that she tried to open the zone map on my screen. Yes, that is me if I have not played World of Warcraft, which I guess hasn't happened in the 5 years that I have known you. I have kept my WoW sub open the whole time. But during portions of my life when I took a break for one reason or another, it absolutely happened that I, like, totally tried to play World of Warcraft, on screenshots of other people's games. Circle of Blood. Meditation. Good mushrooms. Where are you seeing the mushrooms? Want the bone circle. Okay. Oh, circle of bone. Uh-oh. Oh, on the tree trunks. Well, only some. Oh, I see. Yes, good mushrooms. I just saw new Lore Walker Cho dialogue. Oh, okay. I guess it just takes a really long time for him to move.
Even to us. A lore walker's sworn duty is to rediscover our history, to rend that shroud piece by piece. This demands a tireless search for ancient clues and the wisdom to interpret them. Ah, here we are. Be careful. I have had trouble in this area before. Greetings.
I suppose the best way to explain what a lore walker is all about is to show you.
Jade Serpent guide you.
This is a very ancient place, traveler. I only recently have pieced together a method of translating the forgotten language carved into these stones. Oh, the thrill of discovery! This never gets old, I assure you. Here, you are the guest. You do the honors. I insist. Use this key to unlock the secrets the stones contain.
Farewell. This stone tells of a great Hosen warlord who lived here 2,500 years ago. What are your leaders like? Poets? Warriors? I should like to meet them someday.
GG.
Prepare yourself. Sorok raiders approach.
I also feel like maybe I misunderstood something about the Sorok, but now I can't remember what it was.
The Sorok have plagued this land since the time of the Mogul. They are impossible to negotiate with. But we never stop trying. We fight them only as a last resort. Thank you for your help. These notes are important to my studies. Your people value knowledge too, yes? I assume so, only because you arrived on a great airship.
Do I think that the skull in the center is a Niu Zhao idol? I think it could be. I definitely think it could be. I could see with his temple being in the west, and also the fact that, like, their spirits are tenacious, right? Like, they live on beyond death, they continue to exist. I could see all of those connections playing into Niu Zhao being related to death for them.
That is enough translating for one day, I think. This experience has been an enlightening one, I hope.
Eyes open.
Just a
Always
moment
keep
now.
learning.
Allow me to gather my things. Wouldn't want me to lose these notes now, would we? Especially after you risked life and limb for them. There, all set. Let us be off, shall we? I must say, I feel much safer traveling with you after seeing how you handled that Sorok.
Tread lightly. I have everything I need. Quickly, let's move on before they return. Enough about Pandaren history. Let's talk about your people, traveler. I've learned a great deal already just by watching you in action. You fight with the fervor of youth, but the experience of an old veteran. Oh, you've seen a lifetime of warfare, haven't you?
I'm an elf. And a grizzled ranger besides.
Ah, this is a special place. My great-grandparents called this part of the forest their home. Come, this will take only a moment. We Pandaren do not worship our ancestors, but we revere their memory and the wisdom that they have passed on to us. It was my great-grandfather who first told me the tale of the Mogul that I recently shared with you.
Their clothing genuinely interests me. Like, I wonder what the dragon is supposed to convey, you know? Like, I wonder if all of these characters were dressed really thoughtfully.
Hello.
I am most grateful for the knowledge my forebears have passed on to me. I stand upon their shoulders.
Every good
So,
story leads
there
a
you have
hero.
it, traveler. Or as much of it would make for a proper introduction, hmm? What of you, then? Are your people so much different than mine? Surely there must be things we share in common. Let us see.
Jade, I would very much like to hear about your ancestors, stranger. Light the incense, and let us reflect on where you came from, eh?
Songvale says, I thought the Pandaren had been free of the Mogu since before the Caldari Empire began, but apparently not. No, I feel like Xiao Hao was 10,000 years ago. So I think, like, right at the time of the War of the Ancients, I think was Emperor Xiao Hao, but I'm not 100% on that.
Noble is your lineage. Your people possess great power, and all the terrible burdens that come with it. Equally great has been your suffering. Now, I see why you call yourselves Blood Elves.
See the Night Elves in the background? That's cool that that's acknowledged. Was he Emperor when the Mogu were overthrown or just when the Shah were contained? I guess you're right. Maybe his thing, I had this moment where I thought he was like a revolutionary against the Mogu, but you're right, he maybe wasn't. He was just when the Shah were sealed. Sungwil says, I don't know if I've noticed that before. That is neat. Yeah.
Pandaria welcomes you.
Not so different, you and I. I believe we can become good friends.
Tread lightly.
Now, back to your dilemma. I believe you can help your people build relations with our Hosen, as my people have. The trail behind me will lead you to a body of water the Hosen use to gather the fish that feeds them. Around this time every year, fearsome beasts call those waters home, and many hungry Hosen are lost to them. If you were to rescue some of the victims and gather some fish, perhaps you will be regarded more favorably.
Farewell.
I admit, however, that I am starting to feel the time, so I do think I am planning on calling the stream here very shortly. I'm starting to feel the time insofar as I really want to go make some spaghetti. Hopefully that is easily understood. I must eat, so it makes sense. Exactly, Songville, thank you. I feel like that quest line was a good spot to pause at for right now. Are you alright with that, Songville? Wait with bated breath. Songville says, yeah, seems like a good point. Alright. Well, we will go ahead and call it there then. I'm gonna put the chat back in my stream. Let's see. Oh, Sunny is on. So perhaps we shall go say hello to Sunny, hmm? Raid, 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 raid. Raid, 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 raid. We're doing it. Oh wow, she's just getting started. Alright, hydrate. I'll finish my water here before we go. I just splashed myself in the face. With my water. thank you very much for your time this evening, Songville, as well as anyone else who has visited us or is viewing the VOD. WoW Wednesday is my standard thing. I try to do it Wednesday mornings, US time, but of course this time it was Wednesday evening, US time. Tomorrow morning I will be back at least for a little while. Ooh, we're not going to be puking tomorrow, I hope. A little while, doing some Genshin Impact, although I do have to take delivery of a fridge and need to move some furniture before they get here. So I don't know if we're going to be able to stay for the whole time tomorrow for Genshin, but I will be here for at least a little bit. I invite anyone who is able to hear my voice right now to come on back, come chat, and enjoy some good storytelling and camaraderie. Thank you, and have a good night, folks. Thank you much. Raid! Goodness, I'm dying.